Hi, I'm Lisa Jane, and this morning I wanted to talk to you about your capacity to use courage and what it means when you delay, when you don't step forward into doing something that you keep getting prompted to do, or when you say you're going to do something and you don't get there. There's a few things that have been coming up for me lately, and I just would love to share this with you because I think this is such a juicy way of thinking about you and your purpose and how you show up in your own life. And it's incredibly inspiring. Oh, I think it is anyway. It inspired me. Imagine that you are unique and what your gifts are unique on this planet. And imagine that only you can do what you are here to do. There's probably other people out there that might be doing similar things, but the essence or the feeling or the resonance that they bring to what they're doing is not going to be the same as what you bring to what you're doing. So really, we're talking chalk and cheese. Even though it might look the same from the sense of our eyes, people feel differently around you doing what you do because you are the only person that can do that with your specific essence. So saying that, you doing that is quite important for life because if you're holding back, if you're frightened, if you're scared of ridicule, if you're scared of failing, then you're actually not helping the world because you're not bringing this gift to the world. Not that I want to put any pressure on you at all, because I absolutely don't, right? And we can maybe talk about that in a minute. But the other thing that's happening is when you show up with your gifts, with your particular resonance, and you are really wanting to do this thing, but you can't do it because you're feeling fear or you're feeling anxious, or maybe you want to do it, but it really takes all of your courage. Think about it like this. The reason it's taking my courage is because I, in my world, am expanding and pushing through a barrier that is there now, right? So I'm expanding beyond wherever I've expanded in my life. And in order for me to do that, I have to push through a barrier. But the thing is, we're all connected, right? So when you do that, when you take that step to push through your barrier, you are actually expanding the whole of consciousness, not your just little life, or not just your little life. You are expanding the whole of consciousness by pushing through that barrier. You are pioneering new territory because only you, with your resonance, doing this thing for the first time ever, it's new. It's creating something new. It's bringing something new to this planet. It's expanding what humanity already has happening here. Now, you might think this little act of courage, or this little act of deciding to actually do what I've said I'm going to do, whether it's I'm going to write a book, I'm going to do a landing page, I'm going to put a course up, or I'm going to say what I feel, and I'm going to do something about this relationship by speaking from my heart and creating more connection. It really doesn't matter what it is. It's the fact that you're taking you and you are moving through this barrier to expand into something bigger than yourself. And in doing so, you're expanding consciousness. You're expanding what is capable, what is possible for all of humanity. Now, this could be a really big, big thing. This could be getting on stage and really freaking out about it. But you being able to do that is expanding life for everybody. Like, what a cool thought. Doesn't that make you feel like I'm actually just going to sit down and do this? I'm going to push through my fear and I'm going to activate the courage that comes from my heart. By the way, fear is in your mind. So when you're trapped in your mind and you're thinking about things and you're projecting, you're actually keeping yourself stuck in a paradigm where fear is the foundation. So in order for you to activate and really find true courage, which comes with this unshakable knowing that's in your heart. So being able to soften and open your heart and access your heart energy really helps with pushing through that. Being able to love yourself, being able to really tune into the passion that keeps you fired up really helps you get that courage. Because what you have to contribute is not it. Well, yes, it's for you. Yes, it's for your growth. Yes, it's for your expansion. Yes, it's for your joy. But so much more than that. You're pushing out the boundaries of all of consciousness each time you do that. And that, I've come to that from a very logical perspective, actually. Not in a woo-woo way. Like, it just makes sense because we are all connected. So that must be true, right? That's logic. So that is very encouraging for me if I sit back and I'm hesitant or I delay. And it's just landed on me because sometimes I do in my work muck around a little bit, so I can get a bit distracted, sometimes I think that, I might have ADHD too. I've said it, there you go. But it's a real encouragement for me to actually be more directed and more deliberate in what I do because it's important. It's important that I keep expanding myself. The fear that I have, because I wanted to talk to that a little bit too, remembering that the fear that I have is the wound in me playing out, and that can replay and that can hold me back. So I really want to do my work around that. I want to remember that that is not who I am. And I do want to be able to see and validate why that comes up. It's okay that it comes up, right? Like, why wouldn't it come up? Why wouldn't I feel fearful if I'm about to get on stage for the first time? It's not about resisting it or denying it or suppressing it or, why wouldn't I feel frightened of actually speaking my truth and saying what I believe in and telling people what I do when what I do is a little bit different to the mainstream? Of course, I'm going to feel a bit of a wobble at first. Why wouldn't I? Because I don't fit into the norms of everybody else. It's okay to have all those feelings. And actually, in having all those feelings and validating them, then I can bring myself back into this space where I feel really centered and really, really grounded in who I am and what I am. And that helps me then to say what I need to say because I'm not in my head worried about it, fearful about it. I've actually brought myself back into this regulated, empowered state. So if I can encourage you today to do an assessment of your life, this is like a little bit of an inventory taking exercise here today. What is it in my life that is perhaps waiting for me to push through so that I can expand myself, expand my life, expand the consciousness of all of humanity? It might be a great big thing. It might be a new idea. It might be a pioneering thought. It might also just be having the deliberation and the determination to complete a project in your backyard. Because it's not about the project. It's about the fact that you accessed a part of you that pushed through a behavior that was holding you back. So you have expanded your capacity to show up in your own life. That's fabulous, right? So it doesn't matter what you do. It's this approach that you have to doing it. That's what makes all the difference. So that's my thought for today. I hope that helps you look at your life a little bit differently because the world is waiting for you to push through those barriers. Consciousness needs new thought, new ideas, new opportunities, new strengths, new joys. That's what it's all about. So go for it. Really go for it. If you want some support, just let me know what you're doing so I can celebrate you, because that is supportive, right? Sending you love for a beautiful day.